It's 12:40, fam. I'm supposed to be going to bed right now, fam. So you know it's past midnight. It's 12:40. But I had to make this video, fam. Man, I had to put some respect on one of my brother's names. Even if I ain't going to mention his name in the video, because I'm going to be revealing a lot of details and that, and certain man might not want their assets to be spoken about. You understand what I'm trying to say, innit? So, just to protect my man's identity and that, I ain't even going to say his name, but if a man's watching this, man's putting some respect on your name, man's making a tribute for you, my brother. And a tribute is not always for people who have passed away. My brother, he's in good health, yeah? He's alive, fit and well. But a man's doing so well, like, man have to just talk on a man, yeah? Man have to let you not know that there's other man in this world who come from nothing, who is really up there, fam. Trust me, if I'm vouching for a man, you know this guy is a serious man. Before I get into that, let me get into this quickly, innit? I only surround myself with winners. I only want to spend my time with winners, blood. If I know a man and I don't see any progression, I'm going to spend little to no time with a man, blood. I don't want to be around people who are not progressing. Do you know what? I don't even care what rate you're progressing at. You need to be progressing. I don't care if it's this, or it's this. I need to be around people who are progressing. I don't care how fast or how slow you're progressing, as long as you're not progressing too slow. But I want to see some progression over a period of time, blood. Or else I don't wanna associate with no one who's not moving forward, fam. I only want to surround myself with people who are moving forward, who are winners, who are winning at life, blood. I don't want to surround myself with people who are stagnant, who are losing, blood. If you're staying stagnant, you're losing, blood, because time is always moving forward. So I don't want to spend no time with no one that's not making any progress. I don't care at what rate you're really making progress in that, because everyone's timeline is different, and certain people, they might have kids and that which may slow them down, and that, but really and truly, that should be even more motivation to move faster and that. But I don't want to be around anyone who is not moving forward. I don't want to be around anyone that I can't vouch for, that I can't speak about highly, because man don't speak about no one highly apart from my brother that I'm about to talk to you lot about right now, fam. So bring up my brother, innit? Let's call him B, yeah? Or man like G, yeah? If you knew him, you'd understand why I would say B or G, innit? You understand? But I ain't going to give out too much details on that. But shout out to my brother. I'm not the only person who can come from the ends and make it out. Now, my life story is going to be a little bit different to my man, but we're from the same place. So, like me, a man was from Edmonton, yeah? Lived in Edmonton from young, 7, 8 years old. Born back home in Africa, anyway. Lived in Edmonton since 7, 8 years old and that. So, man's basically grown in Edmonton. A man lived on one of the roughest estates in Edmonton, yeah? And a man went to my secondary school. Went to a different primary school to me, but went to my secondary school. It was a Winchmore. A man was an intelligent young man, but weren't top of the tops. Weren't on them, from what I know, weren't on them levels where there's certain youths right now. Yeah, my man is a dentist. Like, one of my classmates, yeah, oh, he's a dentist now, innit? One gal, she graduated at Oxford Uni, innit, as a lawyer, innit, yeah? But man was still intelligent. Man wasn't A star, innit, but man was still intelligent and that. A man went to uni. Man went to Northampton Uni, you know. When he went to Northampton Uni, whilst he was a student, he actually bought a property, you know. Right now, my man's got a property in Northampton. My man's got a property on the outskirts of South East London. So we know we're talking about 350 grand property. Man's got a property around Essex side. Yeah, so we're talking another 350 grand property. Man's got a next property in Europe. Yeah. And a man is currently living, yeah, in the Middle East, let's say, yeah? A man is doing fucking well for himself, blood. And imagine, a man had very, very, very humble beginnings, blood. And imagine, a man, all he had to do is just apply himself, blood. But he's not the only one, you know. Forget me, forget him. Even his little brother's a couple of years younger than him, fam, is doing well for himself. He comes from the same environment as me, and obviously the same environment as his older brother that's 2-3 years older than him, fam. He's a fucking lawyer, blood. Man's on excess of 100 grand a year's salary, blood. Man lives in a nice big yard. Man's got a nice little X6 BMW, yeah? Man's living nice, blood. I don't know if he has any other properties and that. But literally, when I went down to go and link a man, him and his brother was there. And I was looking at them and I'm thinking like, blood, these men are from the same place as me, blood. I've made something myself. They've made something of themselves. My brother, you watching this right now, you can make something of yourself, blood. We're from a broke area. All three of us are from Edmonton, blood. But we still managed to make something of ourselves. I've got this property, a property around the corner, a property around the corner from the one around the corner. I'm in the process of buying a property that is, well, I'm going to put in an offer to buy a property that is opposite one of my other properties. So essentially, man's gonna own 2 properties opposite each other, innit? So imagine, yeah, you go up a flight of stairs and there's 2 properties. I'm gonna own both of them, so long as the chick takes my offer and that, innit? But I'm assuming she will anyway. It just goes to show, blood, you can make something of yourself, man. Don't believe in this black oppression nonsense, blood. These things have been put in place to hold you back. Literally just goes to show. And even like, my brethren, yeah, he's so gone. How many people do you know that have a fucking nanny? My brethren has a nanny, blood. My brethren has a nanny. It was funny. Me and my brethren and his brother were sitting down in the living room when I went down to go and check him, and the nanny isn't too good or whatever. Really, he's making a few little mistakes and that. So he's complaining about her and that, and telling me about the little problems that he's had with the nanny. And teething problems, isn't it? Any little new business you start, there's going to be teething problems. But when I started the vending machine business, I had teething problems. Yeah, the machine every 2-3 days it was just breaking down. Yeah, or there was something wrong with the item selector, and I had to go down to Notting Hill from Edmonton and go and sort it out in it. So there's always going to be teething problems in the beginning, premature stages and that. And he was just sitting down and he was telling us about the little issues he's having with the nanny, innit? And it was funny. It's like, these are the sort of problems that I want to hear. Like, I don't want to hear problems like, oh, I can't afford to heat my house, or I can't afford to eat. I want to hear, if I'm hearing problems that people around me are having, I want to hear problems like, oh, yeah, my tenant don't want to pay the new rent rate, so I'm going to have to get rid of him and get someone in that wants to pay $450 a month instead of paying $350 a month and that. I want to hear about, oh yeah, my nanny, she's not really that good, the food don't taste that well. I want to hear those kind of things. I want to hear good problems. I don't want to hear problems like, oh, I'm struggling for bills and that. I don't want to hear, oh, this air fryer, I'd rather use it because it saves me 50p as opposed to using my cooker and that. But I don't want to hear them sort of problems, blood. It was so refreshing to sit down and chat to my brethren, blood. Because man's surrounded by people all day, every day that are just broke, blood. Telling me about, oh, they could wish that they could go on a pay-as-you-go electric meter where they top up. So they take their key to the shop and top up, so that when the money runs out, they're able to just sit in the dark and light a candle and that. These are the sorts of people that man's surrounded by, blood. You know, I just pretty much spend most of my time on my own, because man ain't got too much people around me that are really doing well for themselves and winning. So you know what, if I'm not going to surround myself by winners and that, I'd rather just be on my own. I'd rather not have anyone distract me, suck my good energy out of me. Nah, fam. Nah. So literally, just sitting there. And you know what, it did remind me of a little JY's episode when I was sitting down with my brethren and his friend. They was dropping gems, I was dropping gems and that. And like I said, all three of us have come from humble beginnings. We're all from the same area, Edmonton. And I was saying to them like, the best thing about being like, I'm not going to say rich because I ain't rich. But the best thing about making something of yourself and being up is when you get to look at the times and look back at the times when you were down. And I was telling them about during the summer holiday, I was walking around with 50p in my pocket. And a man's telling me about how he was working 2 jobs and that, and then having to sleep at uni in the IT room and get the assignment done in the morning. And then his brother's telling me about how he used to have to run or walk it all the way to some far place and that because he couldn't afford this or whatever. And I'm thinking, yeah, blood. That's the best thing about making it and being up, is when you get to look back on the times when you was broke, blood. Literally. Man's got 3 properties right now, included this one, and obviously I've got one in Egypt at that. But blood, I used to sign on. Yeah, I used to sign on at the job centre, blood. Yeah, man, like JY's, blood. Literally, I was talking to a tenant about it today. She was telling me about universal credit or something like that. And she said she has to go to the job centre once a week, innit? And I mentioned the word sign on. And she said, well, it's not signing on. But yeah, I just remember I used to sign on. Yeah, fam. The great JYs used to be on job seekers allowance, blood. So imagine, I come from a poor home. I come from a good home, but I come from humble beginnings and that. I've been in trouble with the police. I've been to prison. I've been in a gang thing. Man's been on too many ride-outs, but none of you lot even watching has been on a ride-out. Most of you lot anyway. Man's messed my life up. Man's dropped out of college, dropped out of my electrical studies. Decided to get back onto it when a job opportunity came up, apprenticeship opportunity came up. Just, you get me? Stuck with the apprenticeship. When I finished the apprenticeship, well, when I became qualified and that, I didn't stop right there. I decided to do inspection and testing. And then after that, actually went to uni, started a vending machine business, blood. From there, man started buying bought a property, waited a few years there, bought a next one. Then I think 12 months after that, I bought a next property and that. Blood, you can come from nothing and make it, blood. But you just got to apply yourself and remember, just because you're a black person, I don't mean it's twice as hard, fam. Stop listening to people that are trying to suck your energy. Stop listening to people that are trying to hold you back, blood. There's no advantages to thinking that, oh, I'm a black person, so life is going to be a lot harder, fam. I can't see. Someone write down in the comment section below the advantages of thinking, oh, I'm a black person and life is 2, 3, 4 times as hard. I can't see any advantages to thinking like that, bro. There's no advantages to the negative mindset. There's only disadvantages. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to share that little story, like, because I speak on my brethren's name highly. Yeah, trust me. If you ask my girl, she'll be like, yeah, my man there, yeah, he must be something special. If Jade speaks on him highly, because she even said to me, I think it was today or yesterday, I mean, kind of hard to tell because obviously it's past midnight now, innit? I can't know if it was yesterday or the day before, innit? But she was like, nah, yeah, whenever you speak on his name, you speak on him highly and that. Yeah. Trust me, if I talk on someone highly, just know they're a serious man. Just know they're going places. Just know, man, put respect on their name. Because most of the people that I'm surrounded by are fucking dumbasses. They're fucking idiots, blood. This is why I like to listen to a man like Andrew Tate, blood. Because he speaks the same languages, man. And when your brain is calibrated a certain way and you think a certain way, you just look around at people and you just think everyone around you on planet Earth is just a fucking idiot. They're just a fucking idiot. Not every single person, but most people you ain't gonna encounter, they're just fucking idiots, blood. They're just idiots. They're not going nowhere. I don't want to be around people who are not going nowhere. I don't want to be around people who are not driven. I don't want to be around people who are not ambitious, who don't see themselves as successful. I don't want to be around people who believe in black oppression and that. I don't want to be around people that feel like, I'm not going to get anywhere because of a black oppression. And obviously there are black people who are successful that still believe that it's a little bit harder for black people. And I don't agree with that, but you know what? I might be able to sit down with a man that is still doing well and, you know, still believes it might be a little bit hard for black people. But I don't want to be around no black person who's unsuccessful and believes in black oppression and that. Because you cannot bring nothing to my life apart from negativity and suck my energy away from me. So anyway, man, that's it for today, man. I thought, you know what, man, I just had to talk on my brethren's name and big him up still. Stay wise, done though.